Has anybody seen Emi Martinez, people? I'm looking for him, but I think he's still grabbing that ball out the back of the net that squirmed away from him. So, people, Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 0. Despite a bit of a techie first half where, we dropped off a little bit towards half time, the second half was much, much better, people. And that, I don't care what anybody says, that is a massive win for Arsenal Football Club. Aston Villa, who beat Man City at Villa Park last season, who beat Arsenal home and away, to play them second game of the season when you're not at your free-flowing best, that is a huge result for Arsenal. And you know what? I'm delighted with that second half. Listen, it wasn't the perfect performance. I am still sitting here saying I want to see Arsenal buy a striker before this transfer window closes. I'm not convinced that we have enough in that attack to win the title. Haaland's got 4 goals in 2 games already. But listen, there's something to work with there, and there was some real quality performances. Let's talk about the standout performances. David Raya, the unsung hero. As I said, the biggest compliment, nobody's talking about Ramsdale anymore. There's no debate. He's grabbed that number 1 shirt. And listen, last week he saved us against Wolves, and today he saved us against Villa. Reaction save. Ollie Watkins, he's going to have nightmares tonight about those 2 missed chances. What a reaction save from David Raya. Urian Timber, 12 months out with an ACL injury. Your first game back, Villa away, and Leon Bailey running at you, and he was superb today. Defensively, he's a level above Zinchenko. That's just the reality. He needs to nail that spot down now, because this defence can go up to another level with Timber at the back. Saliba, for me, is arguably, I don't want to be disrespectful to any centre-backs we've had in recent times, but I'm thinking since Sol Campbell, that is the best centre-back I've seen at the football club. Kolo Touré was an outstanding footballer, but Kolo Touré was never considered world-class. He was part of a world-class back four. I think this guy, Saliba, is on another planet to anything we've seen at Arsenal for decades. Since Sol Campbell. Sol Campbell was considered one of the best defenders around. This guy is absolutely incredible. It's like he gets better every week. Like, I'm seeing Ramsey drive through. I'm like, oh no, he's one-on-one with a keeper. And this guy comes galloping back and just clatters him. It was like that Mbappe one that he did when he played for Marseille. And then the celebration, pumping his chest. And I'm just like, honestly, I don't care. Give this guy another new contract. He signed a 4-year deal around 18 months ago. Get him back in the office. Say, listen, we need to give you another 70, 80 grand a week because you're too good. You're too good, bro. Like, you're just amazing. Ben White was solid. Gabriel, couple shaky moments. Defended pretty well, but some of his passing at times, he got caught by Leon Bailey, but we got away with it, so cut them out. But we know he has them moments, but we're still reasonable. In the midfield, at half-time, I said, pour Partey a cup of Horlicks, give him his slippers, get him home. He played well the first 30 minutes, then he got caught, he got spun a couple of times, but fair play to him, second half, he got his energy levels back and scored a goal. Emery should have saved it, but you don't shoot, you don't score, he shoots, he hits the target, it goes in. It secures us the game. Declan Rice, for me today, had a big question mark over him. Personally, I think Declan Rice was stitched up today by the manager. He played him left centre mid in that sort of Granit Xhaka role. It didn't suit him, didn't help his game. Last season, one of the best number 6s in Europe. And he's playing left centre mid, crossing the ball in with his left foot, trying to take on right backs. That does not work. That does not help him. That is not why we paid 105 million for Declan Rice. He is a 6. He's one of the best 6s. Play him in his best role, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe you can develop him going forward, but not right now. That is not what you want to see. Odegaard, he was okay. It wasn't bad. He got on the ball a few times, played a nice couple of reverse passes. He played a nice ball into Saka that ends up getting crossed in and Trossard scores. I wanted to see him on the ball a bit more, but he was okay. Didn't get bullied by Onana. When we go into the front three, I thought Saka was good, but maybe you should have got him on the ball more. Didn't get enough moments from him, but again, his cross led to the goal. Don't know whether he'll get an assist for that because it deflected off the Villa defender. Martinelli, rough day at the office. I've really been defending him on this channel. I am going to say, and there will be people in the comments disagreeing with this, I think Martinelli's got enough credit in the bank to get the support of the fan base for another season. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean he starts every week, but what I'm saying is let's not single him out, isolate him, and make it feel like everything that he does is the reason that something went wrong. Granit Xhaka got 5 average and below average seasons at this football club. They welcomed him back like a hero a few weeks ago when we played Leverkusen. I've seen players do a lot worse than him, and we've been patient with them. Martinelli last season was not up to the standard of the season before. He had a poor game today, but he needs that support. If we get to the end of the season, and this is how he's performed again, we have to have conversations about his future. And maybe Trossard has to start left wing now. But he does deserve a little bit of patience. But listen, today it was not good. It lacked intelligence, and it just, he's got to improve. Whether that's the manager's coaching, whether he has to improve, something has to change, because this doesn't look like the same guy 2 years ago. And as I said, Martinelli's been dropped from the Brazil squad, so things aren't going well for him. He needs some confidence. Maybe take him out of the team and play Trossard. Havertz, I thought, was quiet today. He had that half chance where it was crossed in. He sort of tried to flick it. He ended up toe poking it. Today, for me, was the performance that shows why we need a striker. In those tough games with not a lot of chances, he doesn't look like something's going to happen. I look at Havertz as a player that if you're creating chances and his movement, he will get a chance. In those tight games where he's not getting chances created for him, is he going to get the ball and go and make something happen? He can contribute up front, but I just don't think he's the answer. Haaland's going to score 30 league goals if he stays fit this season. He scored 4 goals in the opening 2 games. You're competing with an absolute giant. I'm not saying we can sign someone that can do what Haaland's doing, but you've got to sign someone that's not far away from him. Whether that's Gyökeres, Osimhen, Tony, or somebody else, Arsenal have 6 days. Go and sign a striker. Let's talk about Trossard's impact off the bench. The celebration, the goal, the clutch nature of him. He's turned into the super sub at Arsenal, who comes on and gets something out of the game when we're struggling. I think we have to flip the script, put Trossard in on the left, and maybe make Martinelli the super sub, because he's got pace to do it against tired legs. Trossard, and I give Arteta credit, his substitution was the right player at the right time, and he got us over the line today. Scores that first goal when we didn't look like scoring, and even played a part in the second goal. Makes a great run. Gabriel clips it in. He crosses it. Saka's patient, picks out Trossard, and Partey, and then he scores the goal in the bottom corner. Overall, it's an absolutely fantastic result against a very dangerous team. I didn't actually think Villa were that good today, but we have to say, we stopped them from being good. They beat West Ham away last week. Watkins missed sitters. Bailey was quiet. McGinn was non-existent. And Nana didn't really impose himself on us. So, listen, it's a brilliant result. 2 fantastic results. But don't use those results to ignore the transfer window. We need more. I looked at that bench today and I thought, outside of Trossard or maybe Emery, who's a 17-year-old who hasn't played a lot in the Prem, there's not a lot of quality on that bench that influences a game if we're trying to attack. Eddie Nketiah are on the bench. He should be sold this week. Nelson has been linked with moves. Jorginho, he's 30 plus years of age. He's not an attacking player. Arsenal need more in that attack if they are going to win the league. There has to be a winger or a striker brought to Arsenal in this next 6 days. I think with Fabio Vieira going and Smith Rowe, I still think we could do with a creative midfielder in case Odegaard was to get an injury. But listen, we'll talk about the transfer window later. Who was your man of the match? I'm going for Raya, like Sky did, because those saves were incredible. And at the right moment, Saliba was outstanding. Trossard's impact was crazy as well. And Timber, first game back after 12 months. And you shut down Leon Bailey. They're the levels we're talking about. Massive win. Brighton at home next week before the international break. Let's get some signings in. Let's go to that game and get the victory next week. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you all soon, people. Bless.